Hi guys, Andy here from that famous little ebook called Shut Up and Shoot. And we're up here in Las Vegas. I'm here with Jim Orlowski, a fellow artist at Pond 5. And we're here to see that big trade show called NAB. So we're going to go look at new toys and things of that sort. But I just happened to run into Jim at a, well, let's say he was... You also wrote an ebook, a small ebook, did you?
Coincidentally, total coincidence. Back in January, I decided I'm going to write an ebook about this stuff because people kept asking me. I actually got calls on my cell phone from people that say, "Hey, I have a question about stock. Can you help me?" And I would help them. And then I get emails and forums. And I decided to say, I'm going to write a book. It's not as in depth as your book, but it's an easy primer. It just gets you going. And then for the rest of it, you have to learn on your own. But that's the best way of learning, I think, is just through trial and error. And my book is just to help you get started.
Well, it seems like you and I think along the common way, we're trying to help fellow artists and get them on the right track and, make them understand what this is all about and try to keep this industry somewhat clean, huh?
Right. There's a lot of stuff out there that's no good. So it's best for the customer. The happier the customers are, the better it is for us. So you try to make sure that new artists that come on, they're already fighting an uphill battle, but you might as well make it so that they're trying to get good stuff out there because you don't want to flood the agencies with bad stuff.
So Jim, there's another thing that makes you kind of unique. You want to talk a little bit about that?
I actually work at a company that is in the business, so I think that makes me a little unique too, is that my day job is editing video. So which kind of made it natural for me to start this. It was probably slightly easier for me to start this than somebody else who's fresh. But beside the point, we actually do cut commercials, and we do need stock footage. We have a whole supply of stock footage that we shoot ourselves. But there are cases whenever we don't have what we need, so we actually go out and buy shots. So I actually have to buy. I'm a buyer and a producer of stock footage. So I think that makes me kind of unique in the business.
Do you think that that's an unfair edge against all the other artists, or do you think that that's just a cool thing because you're a cool dude?
I don't think it's unfair at all. I think it's probably more fair to the artist because I'm more sympathetic. So, like, for example, if we buy a shot for a client and we end up not using it, I don't return it. I hate returns. So I keep it in our arsenal. We have a file of stock footage, and I know I'll use it somewhere else. Because the worst thing I hate is that when I wake up in the morning and I check my balance, and it's less than it was yesterday because somebody returned the footage.
Well, one of the agencies that you and I both work with, they actually really take care of the artists and never get us returns. No, they never charge us back.
No, that's true. There is one agency that I never see returns. You have to take their word for it. You have to trust them completely. So you never know what's happening. And the other agencies that do returns, there's two of them that come to mind. You don't know why they returned it. That footage is out there somewhere, floating around the internet, but you just can't avoid it.
Well, I had that happen when I created these 3D characters, and they ended up in this movie Avatar. It really annoyed me, man.
That would have been bad.
Boy, I should have gotten paid for that, huh? What would you consider the most crucial thing in regards to finding a piece of footage?
I'm a little more educated than the average buyer, I think, because I do know these agencies exist elsewhere, and I guess I have to name names here. We have an account as a company that I work for on both Pond 5, Revo Stock, all three places, and iStock. So generally what we do is that we do hit iStock first. Because I do think they have the most stuff that is of the highest quality. They have the hardest procedure to get footage accepted.
The curation process.
Exactly. So we do hit them first, and if I find a shot that I really like, and it's 98 credits or more, I usually have to submit it to the client to see if they like it and if it's good enough to buy. And I also look for the little clapperboard under the agent's icon. So if I know that this agent is not exclusive, well, I'll look for the shot on Pond 5. And 9 times out of 10, that usually works out for me. But there are those situations where I have to buy the shot. But as a result, I think because I know more about the buying process as a contributor, I do shop around.
I mean, would you say it's all about price, or is it sometimes just the shot and it's just so unique and regardless of what it costs, or how does that work?
Both ways. Both ways. If it's a generic shot of somebody talking on the phone, those are a dime a dozen. They're everywhere. If it's shot decent, then I'll buy it depending on price. But if it's a more unique shot, something that you can't find anywhere else, and you only find it in one place, then you got to just bite the bullet and buy it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a law of averages, numbers. It's a numbers game in many cases. But yeah, unique stuff. So do you guys ever need lightning footage or anything? Because I have some really cool lightning footage, and I think I can make it strike twice, and it's really awesome, man.
I know, I've seen your stuff. It's pretty nice. Most of the shots that we get, though, are people using cell phones and watching television. So I don't foresee, if I ever need a shot of lightning, I know where to go. But right now I don't see anything.
So listen, folks, when the TV networks ask you to send in your footage or your videotape of your baby for one of those funny talk shows, don't do it. Make them pay for it. That's what I say. You agree?
Show me the money.
Send me the money. All right. The cost of sending out a crew to get that B-roll or that extra footage is very cost prohibitive in today's day and age.
That's the whole point of stock footage, is that I get to go out on my spare time in my situation and get shots, and in the off chance somebody needs it somewhere in the world, it's cheaper for them and it's fun for me. So I don't mind going out and getting shots. And there are times when I don't want to get shots, and I sit back for a couple of weeks and I don't get shots, and sales keep coming in. So that's what's great about this business.
Yeah, so the whole point of this is one of the few and rare opportunities where an individual or a team could build up an asset that just keeps paying back, and over time it can grow. And basically, we are experts at recording history. Now, you've got some pretty famous shots that I've personally seen a lot on Discovery and History Channel.
Yes.
And the one in particular is from your town. Tell me a little bit about that thing that goes up that steep hill.
That's called an incline. It's actually called a funicular. Technically, it's funicular. It's a railroad car that goes up a hill. And Pittsburgh was known for those back in the day, but now there's only 2 that survived. And the ones, the little red cars, are pretty iconic Pittsburgh. And I got some shots of that. And it's a funny story about my Pittsburgh shots, which I have a lot of, by the way. And if you go on iStock and search for Pittsburgh video, I pretty much got the market covered for Pittsburgh. There's a few other guys out there, but my stuff is flooded.
Our camera girl, I emphasize, by the way, both guys and gals can do this, right?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. There's no boundaries.
Remember, you can always get that ebook just by visiting stockmediaartist.com. And gosh, this was an impromptu interview. Like I said, we just ran into each other. I still got a bruise here, but we're all good.
It's easy to find you because you got a camera on your shoulder.
Yeah, see, dead giveaway, camera on my shoulder. And that's how this industry works. Good times, good times. Well, good seeing you.
Nice seeing you.
Saw you last year. Good to see you again this year.
Yep.
We come to this show hopefully every year, and it's a wonderful thing.
It is. It's fun.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. All right, there we go. Cut. Jim and Andy take 243.
You keep screwing up. I mean, I'm the one that's doing it right.
Hey, come on, man.
Your mic's way down there. You see you're holding it down there. You're not.
Absolutely no boundaries. Microphones can be held by either girls or guys. It's that way.
Exactly.
It's a fact. Fact of life.
Microphone too.
I don't know. I don't either. All right, Jim and Andy take 244. You want some water? Beer?
No.
Is it Miller time? Beer 30? Get your camera?
I'm a cheap date.
Oh, let's go have a pizza.
Are you paying me for this plug?
No?
So there you go. And I'm leaving.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Cut.